You're not a dream, you're not an angel, you're a man. I'm not a queen, I'm a woman. Take my hand, we'll make a space in the lives that we planned. And here we'll stay until it's time for you to go.
After so many garagistes tell me le moteur est mort and do a cutting action on their throat and then mutilate it a bit further and getting it back, getting it repaired and back to England and sorted out once it's in England from the half-baked job that the French garagist, overconfident, underskilled and half-fitted out work on the motor. After that, I've delivered my next load down to my barn and I'm empty and I'm heading north, back to England. I've done a lot of I got out of the habit a long time ago now, really, of putting 3 litres of vegetable oil in my diesel tank, making sure that I had a 50-50 mix with what was already diesel that was already there. It came to parity with the price of vegetable oil and the price of diesel. It seems to be coming round again now, especially in France. There's a vegetable oil shortage, don't you know? Especially when it comes to 2-for-1 offerte. Shelves are empty, almost immediately. Work it out for yourself. People aren't daft. €2.10 for 1 litre of diesel for your vehicle. You can take advantage of the 2-for-1 offerte. Supermarkets in France aren't that great on their special offers. €3.50 for 3 litres. Once again, gasol, €2.10 for 1 litre. Even without any special offers on, if they're off the shelf straight away. €2.50 for 2 litres. It's fairly commonplace, fairly straightforward. Why is there a vegetable oil shortage? We all know why, but no one's writing it in a paper. It's propaganda. For ethical reasons and for health and safety reasons. Renewables, hydroelectric power, needs to be accelerated more than governments say that it needs to be accelerated, because nuclear is the option, the other option. Nuclear isn't an option. It's a potential disaster. Fail-safes put in place, of course. There's the ethics of oil from Russia. That's always going to be a problem. That's always going to cause wars. It's a type of ethics. But no one's done anything about that. A HEP building here in the valley near me. Beautifully over-designed. It's over-designed in the thickness of the rusty steel that's been used, but it's a utility functional building, and it's designed and detailed better than so much in Britain. Well, that's supposed to be art. That's not just utility. Is that the architect? Is that the financial setup? I think it's the financial setup, quite honestly. Perhaps architects don't need to focus on making money so much. Perhaps it's all reputation, because there isn't so much work about.
We French, you'll find, are more inclined to relaxez-vous. Relax, 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 relaxez-vous.
A method statement is usually a written way of doing something safely. They are all in my head, but I'm very aware of my method statements and I consider them very safe. You can remove a hazard, you can replace a hazard, you can isolate a hazard, or you can protect from. That's from most effective to least effective. So like PPE that protects you, that's like the least effective measure. You don't need to protect for something that you've removed as a risk. So it is something that is used only one trade in an area of a building site at any time. That is a method statement. Method. For me, I'm only ever going to be the only trade in the barn. That is an elimination of the slapstick type humour that you get in building sites sometimes. Not really so much one-upmanship, just a sort of arrogance of a big fish in a small sea, or I'm the most important person for me, for my price. I have tried to eliminate, I've replaced temporary structures to get to a level as much as possible. You have to erect these structures, and that's a risk. Scaffolding I'm talking about really there, aren't I? You can isolate things with administrative controls and engineering controls. Just change things, how things are done. You won't see me with gloves on. You will see me with masks on. I'm just emphasising this because you will probably get instructional videos at some point in time of how to scribe a piece of material to irregular shaped surface, like skirting board or something, while creating a lot of mess, or the not creating a lot of waste method. It's like skiing an empty ski slope. There's no one for you to crash into, no one to crash into you, no mixed abilities to... Some of you have been skiing recently and you will know that. Beauty of COVID. So safe skiing. For curries, smuggle your own pataks packet, because it's rare that you'll find a good French curry, and those pataks packets are rare in Lidl or other else.
I was a monk, now I can.
Continental shovels, shall I call them? Oh, I just can't use them. It's all about the grippy hand thing on the shaft. The balance is perfect for scooping. You'll must be sandy British bloggers in France need them for. Working to UK regulations on their electrics, which are quite different. My minor act of rebellion in that respect was using double insulated British cables, but with a French single insulated earth. One of the biggest tricks is that the earth on the 3-core and earth on the British regs, the earth isn't insulated, so it doesn't pass the French regs. What have I done with the British uninsulated earth that's doing nothing? I'm thinking about tying it to the multi-foil insulation so that any earth build-up in the multi-foil insulation gets transferred to ground. Blocked in again. I do feel cheated, and it is harassment, but do I want to take my neighbour to court and log in the incidents, or do I want to have a Vichy tantrum? Neither. So my preference on the night before I go home is to sleep out in the van down the road. A pleasant enough little spot. I see the jogger go by in the morning when I wake through the steamy windows. Concrete coming! Did work once for a little while. But it's like the neighbours, it's like a kids wind-up game trying to get reaction, so don't give them a reaction. Like food cuisine tourism, boots tourism used to be a thing for people coming to Britain. Bio shop tourism, by the looks of things, must surely be a big thing. Similar brands, but different. Different brands, different obsessions. But 3 in one small town, 3 bio shops, fully stocked like this. The population can't support it. Brexit gives duty-free shops a little bit more of a focus, but what do I bring back? Oh, there's the regulations. Perfume, bio stuff, you even allowed. A set of perfume and scented things. Alcohol, too much choice. 3-panel log burner, that's what I'd like to bring back, but it's the COVID thing, they're not on special offer. It was holding me back again. It's a long way north to think what I'm going to do when I get to Pays de Calais. When I get to the former coal mining region, do I go nuclear to get my van deposit back from the supermarket that I rented it from? Do I try and recover the engine code reset, €200, by fair means or foul? I didn't come up with an answer. Looking at the price of a litre of wine, it's not a litre though, is it? It's 750 millilitres. The price of a bottle of wine, perfectly drinkable bottle of wine, can be as low as €1.50, but you're usually €2. Same price as diesel. Now, I'm not recommending you put wine into your gas tank. It's just you can choose your route through France by what wine regions you go through. So I vary mine from the Burgundy region, through the Jura sometimes, through the Savoie region, and then Chambéry. It sort of peters out, strictly speaking, before you get to the heights of Isère. But then you can vary that with Burgundy region, Beaujolais, and Val d'Aron wines, and pick some up along the way. Quite often you'll go into a wine shop, off licence, it's not an off licence, it's a wine shop, and be able to put wine in your own container from a pump, very similar to a petrol pump, but slightly. And back to the 3-process grind. Living the dream, living in a dream. Which is worse, dental drills or the making of them? I'm asking myself. Engine fuel, it was an engine fuel injection. The pins, the tapered and polished pins. Or were they engine fuel injection pins? Double tapered and polished pins? I must tell you about inadvertently covering for the Czech woman, I think she was, young skinny Czech woman that ate nothing but sweets, and her skipping out at midnight on the night shift, and covering that by covering, in animal breeding terms, the shift supervisor. I've got to tell you about that sometime.